Oh, hello, beautiful people of the internet. Welcome to Standing Desk Satisfactory stream. We're back. We're here. We're going to play some Satisfactory today. We're working on overhauling our entire factory, and I'm also just going to chat with Chad about how they're doing. Chat, how you doing? It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been live. I couldn't go live yesterday because of internet issues. I was gone over the weekend, et cetera, et cetera. It's been like probably 5 days, 6 days. This is NPR's Standing Desk. Yeah. You've heard of Tiny Desk. Welcome to Standing Desk. Ascendant Satisfactory. You're not going to tell us about the race? I'll tell you about the race. As long as you aren't bored by it, I'll tell you about it. Yeah, absolutely. It might be a little boring, though. Yeah, I did my first half Ironman this weekend, so... Hero? Chill. Hero has some strong opinions. Did you win? No, I did not win. I got absolutely demolished by a lot of people. The main important thing was that it was really freaking hot. I had a lot of fun though. I had a good race. It was a good fun race. I'm proud of myself. It got very, very hot on the run, and it was a nasty finish to the race. Hero, buddy, chill. Long story short, the swim went pretty well. I didn't drown, which is always a win. And then the bike went really well. And then the run got super hot, and it was like a zombie apocalypse out there. Like, so many people were puking, and it just looked bad. It was ugly. It was real bad. Oh, my God. Look at the amount of copper I have in my fucking inventory. With a race like that, you win by finishing? Yeah, that's you're not incorrect. I was really proud. Like, you know, I had some goals that I hit and some goals that I did not hit. But looks like a couple over there. But I'm happy with the goals that I did hit. It was a good race. It was a good, like, overall, it was a good, really meaningful day. I put in like 14 months of training for this race, so it was really neat to get to the finish line of it. In general, honestly. I told my wife what you were doing, and she had the same reaction as me. Utter horror and exhaustion just imagining it. Wish I got endorphins or whatever from running like you do. I'm here to tell you, okay. Hot take. Endorphins. Running. They're real. They're nice. They're etc. They're fine. They're good, etc. Hot take. Endorphins aren't why I do it, and endorphins aren't why most people do it. I would say. I would argue, endorphins are the smallest part of the like pizza pie of like why I do things like this. I will tell you, in the last couple of months and on Saturday during the race, I had some extra moments to really think about why I do this stuff. Like, why am I doing a race where you swim 1.2 miles, bike 56 miles, run 13.1 miles all at once? Endorphins ain't the reason, I'll tell you that much. Because, frankly, I didn't have a lot of endorphins on Saturday. Mostly I had a lot of overheating. I was shoving ice down my... Tony said I wanted to know about your skin-tight suit and what you wore and all that jazz. And I told him what I did is I got entirely chafed by my entire skin-tight suit. I was shoving ice everywhere, and ice is not great for not chafing. Long story short, I mostly been like I think the reason I mostly do stuff like this is that it gives me a really big sense of purpose. It makes me feel healthy. It makes me healthy. It keeps me healthy. All that jazz. But it also just gives me an enormous sense of purpose. In a funny way, right? Like in a silly way. We're going to get into Satisfactory in like 2 seconds and actually start building stuff. But like, running, swimming, biking are the least important things I do every day, right? Like parenting my daughter, being there for my wife, being a good partner for her. Like my job here, frankly, is a silly ass job, and it's still more important than me picking a random distance to go run, swim, or bike or whatever.
Subscriber, welcome to the cult.
This has like actual potential to, entertain people and or interact with them. Snapple Nose, thanks so much for the sub. Thank you for the Prime sub. But it's one of those weird things where I don't know if this is relatable for anybody. But like sometimes the stuff where purpose is obvious can be one of the places where it's hard to stay motivated or think about your your sense of like, when I say purpose, I mean like your sense of like your principles about like why you do things, right? Like parenting my daughter, I don't really have any particularly grand thoughts about wiping her butt. When I'm wiping her butt, I'm mostly in just like her butt needs wiped. I'm the person whose job it is to do that. Her stomach needs fed. I'm the person whose job it is to do, one of the two people whose job it is to do that. So I do it. Doing something utterly senseless or like without concrete, I don't know how to phrase it. Like without concrete value. And doing it like quote unquote seriously is really valuable to me because the sense of purpose is like skewed. Like the relationship, right? Like parenting my daughter, there's an obvious purpose to it and like an obvious value in it and an obvious motivation to do it. And so choosing to do it is not really a choice because you do it because you need to, you have to, and you should. Choosing to do something like the half Ironman on Saturday, its value is like not obvious or frankly, debatably, not even real. And so the choice to match it, like the choice to give it, like I've given a lot of effort. I worry that this is not relatable at all and that no one is interested in this, but I'm going to say it anyways because I just kind of realized it on Saturday. And this is like a big moment for me. I've done competitive running and like sports for like 18 years of my life, I think, at this point. 18 years? No, 20 years. And I think part of what it is that like no one's forcing me to do it, and it has no like utilitarian good at the end of the day minus like my health or whatever, right? And so choosing to take it seriously and do it like aggressively or like with a big sense of purpose is a complete choice. Like no one's pressuring me to do it. No one is saying, hey, you should do this, because it's just dumb. It's just silly. It's really fucking stupid. But over the last like 6 months, I have like 3 times a week I've been doing like heat training sessions. Like I've been dressing up in really, because a lot of the science shows there's really interesting stuff going on with heat training where you like you put too many clothes on, you raise your core body temperature, your body like basically has an evolutionary response where it increases your blood mass, which then increases your hematocrit, which is aka like how you transport iron through your body. Like I've been like studying swimming form really hard. I've been like investing my time into energy and getting better on the bike, et cetera, et cetera. Like taking care of my like vitamins and my nutrients and my recovery and doing strength work to like make sure that my hamstring doesn't like cause me a problem that stops me from getting to the start line. And that's all fucking stupid. It's all silly. It's all dumb. What good does it provide to anyone? I don't know that it does, but the sense of purpose that I choose to meet it with is really valuable to me. Because then when I walk away from like an hour spent trying to get better at something that doesn't matter, and I walk away from it engaged and like proud of how I chose to do it, which wasn't half-assed, which wasn't, which on my hard days is like I chose to do it anyways. I think the other stuff for me gets better, gets easier, gets like more mindful and fulfilled. Where it's like, no, I don't have to, like, wiping my daughter's butt no longer becomes, I'm just the person who has to do it because I'm the person whose job it is. It becomes like, no, I can choose to do this in a way. Wiping butt is probably the wrong metaphor to use here. But, like, I can choose to find value and meaning. The word I'm looking for is meaning. I can choose to find meaning in it. I think if we're looking, I know it's 12:17 and I've been live for 7 minutes or whatever, but like if we're looking for like a big, bold question mark of life right now in 2025, like finding a way to give yourself some meaning is like, maybe important, maybe a little applicable. Anyways, that's my thing. It's overall healthy and theoretically benefiting you physically in the long run, right? Theoretically, yeah, absolutely. But I would also say that's like barely on the piece of pie of why I do it, right? So the endorphins, like maybe they're there. The like health benefits, potentially they're there, although injury is also a risk, especially when you do this stuff hardcore. So that's like, you know, that's debatably, there's some debate there. Definitely I'm healthier. My heart is very healthy, et cetera, but all that shit. And I think the big slice of the pie is like, I do it sort of because it's silly and I like taking silly things seriously sometimes. They give me a lot of meaning. It gives me a lot of meaning. Hi, Anna's Montage. Ryan, it's my first time here. I've been watching your Breath of the Wild VODs on YouTube for years. I'm anxiously awaiting any Tears of the Kingdom from you. I know it'll be a while. I'm just slowly dying a little while I wait. Oh, no. Welcome in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I do get where you're coming from. It seems like you could apply that to any kind of activity, not just running. So why running? You know what? I'm going to answer that question. But in the meantime, I'm going to go try and find a couple. Rather than stand here and do nothing, I'm going to go try and find some power slugs because I think we're going to need more. That's a great question, Burrito Salad. Why did I choose running? Why does anyone choose anything? I can answer it, but I don't know how satisfying the answer is going to be. Okay, how do we phrase this? So, why choose running? I think possibly because when I was 12, a person in my life who I did not like was trying to get good at running. And so I tried it, found that I was better than she was, and immediately latched on to the big old fuck you of I'm better at this just naturally than you are, and that feels really good. Take this, sit and spin. That's honest to God why I got into running at the very start, right? That's why I got into running at the very start. My stepmom was trying to run a 5K, and she trained for it, and I did not train for it, and I showed up and I beat her, and I was like a 5th grader. And that was important to me to be petty and to be better. But then I did it because I was good at it, and it feels really good. Like I was, you know, at least a little bit naturally gifted at it, and it feels really good to do stuff that you get praised for, obviously. And I would say, you know, over the last like 20 years, I don't know where the fuck this thing is. I think it's in there somewhere. Is there a cave? Is it the Sam cave? Probably. But over the last like 20 years, that has changed, right? Like my like, why do it with running? That has changed. And frankly, it's like faded and then it's come back. It's faded, it's come back. But I think the reason I chose it is partially just like I had a little bit of talent at it and some people praised me for it, you know? It feels good to get things you get praised for. Absolutely. It feels great to get praised for things. It can be, you know, not even a stand-in. It can really be like, it can make you feel valued. Is this just straight down? Where is this shit? I'm in the ass crack of Satisfactory. Oh no, I glitched. Oh boy. I feel like this is how I crash the game for good, right? I don't know. Why have I struck out on both of these power slugs so far? Am I going to die? Am I going to jump down here and die? Probably. It's a game about falling in a hole. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know that there's a I feel like the long story short here is it's funny because I think I don't really talk about this a lot. Like I run or do exercise like basically every single day, and I have for like basically 20 years. And it's really important to me. I care about it a lot for some fucking reason. But I think like a lot of like if you work a job that people are like, you know, the same way that like somebody who really doesn't understand your job, whatever it is, they will talk about it in ways that you're just like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Haha, funny joke. I think running is very similarly one of those things for me where people are like, endorphins. And I'm like, yep. And the long... and that's not wrong because there is an endorphin aspect, but also like I haven't thought about endorphins in 10 years. And it probably hasn't been a part of... Oh my god, it's a spider. But I don't really have a chance to think about why that is until a race like this weekend where it sucked ass. I kind of wanted to quit. I kind of wanted to just like take it very easy. And then I kind of partially decided not to, and it went pretty well. Rip me specifically, I guess? No, Tony, you just happened to give me the perfect talking point for it. What I was trying to say was Tony's dumb. I'm just kidding. What I was trying to say is... Oh, no, that's an enemy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, no, I don't even have any ammo. I don't even have any ammo. What's going on here? Let's get this fixed. Let's get some ammo. An interesting way of thinking about value. Doing a certain number of things that matter only to me, no matter what they are, has huge value to me, even as it has dubious value to anyone else or society. And I don't really question that. Yeah. It is interesting, right? Like, I tell you, it has also gotten more interesting since becoming a parent, because part of the reason I think I ended up doing this half Ironman, it's not even part of the reason. It's a big part of the reason, is that like in the lead up to us having a baby, I got injured from running. I don't know if I've told this story. Forgive me if I have. I got injured from running, and I was talking to Megan, and I was really, really worried I was going to become a parent, and there was going to be this like important thing, my daughter, sucking up a lot of my time and energy every day, and activity, like physical activity, which has always been the thing that like keeps me sane and like helps me sort out my thoughts and helps me think and helps me feel like myself and helps me, like, those are the other pieces of the pie, right? Like piece of purpose is one of it, but I don't think about that every single day. Endorphins is a tiny small part. Routine is a tiny small part. We're talking like 2%. Sense of accomplishment is like tiny 2% probably, or something like that. But then like the like mental, frankly, the like mental health aspect of it is I just feel more like me when I've had a run or an exercise that day. That's a huge part of it, etc. And all of that, I was like, if I'm injured and a new parent, there's no way I'm ever going to do any of that stuff because it just will always be the last priority. And Megan was like, you need to prioritize it because hi, Hybrid Havoc, how's it going? Because it makes you feel like you. And if it makes you feel like you, it's a good, important thing because I love you and I want you to feel like you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I started biking and swimming because I couldn't run at the time. But then, over the last year, there have been a million times. Hi, David, how you doing? Where there's been a lot of time where it's like, it feels very selfish to go for a swim when Megan is solo parenting our sick kid, or when we've had a chaotic 3-day stretch and then we have a small 2-hour window to accomplish the things we want to accomplish, and for 45 minutes of that I say, hey Meg, do you mind if I go do this? Like, that feels, it's felt selfish. It probably has been selfish, etc., you know? So in fact, not only has there been like, you know, no endorphins, quote unquote, there's also been times where it's like, not only is this like silly, it might be actively detracting from like a million other things, like my ability to parent. And I justify it, right? I justify it by being like, and I think I justify it accurately, but we'll see. That's a question for Megan on another day. I think I justify it accurately by being like, right, but I'm more myself and I'm more capable to be a present parent and partner, etc. when I've had my 30 minutes or my hour, and a lot of times I squeak that in at 4 a.m. so that I can so that I can have it and still feel like myself, etc. This makes total sense to me at this moment in time. I bet it does, Lambrecht. I bet it does. Where the fuck is this power slug? Are you on top of this thing? Probably, right? Oh, no, I fell. Oh, shit. Ouch. So, I don't know. Welcome to Ryan's Therapy Hour, where I'm just going to talk about stuff like this for a while today. Right there. You gotta stop saying endorphins now. Physical activity is still something I haven't found a good way to balance without sacrificing sleep. Kudos to you for making it work. Kudos to Meg, mostly, honestly. Thank you, though. Long story short, race this weekend went really well. It was meaningful to me, which I think is about the most you can ask. I mostly made myself proud, which I think is about the second most you can ask. Time to figure out what's next. He says, as if he doesn't already have a race on the calendar in 15 weeks that he is now immediately thinking of training for. Yeah. Hi, Luke. How's it going? Ah, you motherfucker. I'm glad it was meaningful. I'm glad you're proud to have completed it. Thanks, Joyce. This is funny. You know what I was thinking this weekend as well? I was also thinking, what am I going to tell Chad about this race? There it is. On Monday or Tuesday, whenever I go live. First off, it's Wednesday. What a week it's been. And second off, my first thought was, I don't know that I even will talk to him about it. Because I tend to not, like, I talk about running on stream. But I tend not to, like, talk about it a ton. Partially because it just feels so personal that, like, partially because running is fucking boring. I talk about coaching cross country way more than I talk about running. Because coaching is interesting. Running is fucking boring. Second off, it also just, like, feels so weirdly personal. Not in a way that I, like, want to avoid talking about it, but just in a way that it's, like, how do I talk about it? Is it weird and parasocial that I'm proud of you, too, because I am? No, it's not weird at all. Thank you. I feel very honored by that. Especially because fans of the stream will remember that in, like, April, I did part of this on stream. And I ran, like, part of a half marathon on stream after swimming and biking a bunch. And that went pretty badly. This one went way better. So that's good. Very good. What makes you like running if you think it's boring? Oh, I don't actually think it's boring. I think other people think it's boring. I think they're also probably right for them. I think, for me, running is not boring. I think running is boring for other people, and I think they're right to think that. Like, give me a 30 minutes in a PowerPoint presentation, and I could convince you of things that are not boring about running. Absolutely. About, like, running as a sport that you could follow, like Olympic style. About running as a hobby. I'm not saying I could convince you to go for a run, but I could convince you that it's a worthwhile pursuit for other people to do, etc. Like an interesting thing. I think kind of like anything, it is interesting if you look closely enough at the details. Like nearly anything, if you look closely enough at the details, it's interesting. But I do sort of work in an entertainment industry, and I don't think running is entertaining for most people. Coaching is interesting. Coaching has interpersonal stuff. That's why I talk about coaching all the time, because it is, I think, interesting. When are we having the PowerPoint party, Ryan? Chat, if you wanted to create a 10-minute PowerPoint presentation 10 minutes on a topic of your choosing, I have 2 questions for you. 1, would you present it on stream? AKA just get in a Discord call and share your screen. You don't have to share your camera. Yes or no? Y or in chat. Topic is basically of your choosing with potential, as long as it doesn't affect TOS qualifications. Literally smarty pants? Exactly. Second off, how long would you need to prepare your PowerPoint? How long do you want? How long would you need? Why did 2 different people type M in chat? Did I say Y or in chat? Y or M in chat? Like a month set up, a week? I can't hold presentations. I can only rant spontaneously. Oh, you wouldn't have to hold a presentation. You just have to give one. And frankly, you wouldn't have to give anything. No. Where is this shit? Oh, no. I don't think it's down here. Oh, it's over there probably. Fuck. First off, I think you probably could surprise yourself. I think if you practice for a presentation, you could probably give one. It's just a rant that you have sort of streamlined. That's it. It's a rant where you've removed a little bit of the improv from it. Also, MK says, I can create presentations like a pro. We can team up. I did M for maybe because I'm too scared of commitment. I love that. So I'm hearing... What just happened? What just happened? Did you fucking knock me off the edge? You piece of shit. Die. 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 They tried to kill me. They nearly did kill me. Yeeted me into the... There's another one. There's a fucking another one. Are you kidding me right now? I will end your bloodline. I will end you. You're dead. 2 times in a row. It's literally just vibing? No! Is he bugged? He's just sitting there while you shoot him? No, he's dead. He's dead is just his body. These are his remains. His body kind of glitched into a weird... Yeah. I was just shooting a dead body. Anyways, I was looking over to see how long you... 24 hours, a week, a month. I think we lean towards like a week. I think we lean towards a shorter period of time. Hold up, let me look at the calendar. I think we should do it. I think we just pull the trigger. I think we should do it. Okay. Stay tuned. You gonna do a stream where people come in and present random topics? Yeah, stream where people basically sign up for a slot. And they have 10 minutes, but it's very limited on time. So you gotta make it like 10 minutes to present their basically their hot take. If you haven't seen Smarty Pants on Dropout, it's basically that. Hi Mars, how's it going? Mars is tuned. Staying tuned. Mars is tuned. Okay. How many do I have? Not a ton, but while we're here, let's get a couple more. While we're here and getting our chats out. Getting the yaps out. I could do a fun one or just something work-related that would be the most boring thing ever. I would lean towards fun, but... I think there's also real value to the, like, I took a boring thing and I made it the most interesting thing ever. As long as you feel confident in doing that. I could do one about taxes. I know I've said this a million times, but I'm like truly a real believer that like in the details of almost anything is something very, very, very interesting. I'm sure somewhere in the details of your tax job, I'm going the wrong way, but oh well. We'll find a different one. I don't know if the world is ready for my hot take. Uh-oh. Day's going all right so far. Not much going on. How's stream? Stream's good. Stream's good. Glad to be here today. Thankful for the chance to go live. Thankful for the chance to see these smiling, beautiful faces in chat. Most of them anyways. Podcast 99% Invisible, cover stuff like that. Yeah! I haven't listened to that podcast in forever. Holy shit. Where is this? You can see our faces? Not most of you, but I can see yours, Mars. It's getting closer when I go up. Okay, that's good. But it's on top of that. Ryan will ban me forever? Uh-oh. Ikelos, can I ask vaguely what topic you're... Now I'm nervous. I'm nervous about your topic. I can talk about knitting, honeybees, or the home buying / selling process. Pierre could talk about Honda elements or locksmithing for hours. That's not good. There we go. Who the fuck is Pierre? Oh no, I fucked it again. Go up this direction. Sorry guys, I didn't expect to get into stream, and I really expected to pop into stream and immediately focus on my factory. Instead, I got really distracted by good conversation about the race this weekend, and then... Hot take, Ryan shouldn't play video games that don't interest me. Zelda only channel. I don't know that that's a particularly hot take. I think the temperature on that one is honestly pretty lukewarm, Ikelos. I think you'd really have a pretty receptive audience for it. I think you've got a whole crowd of people who would be willing to follow you onto that hill. Oh fuck. Spiders. Pexy would be furious about the Zelda only part. Right, but Pexy would agree with the Ryan should only play the games I like part. Where is this thing? It's up there. I see it now. Ah! Nope. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Please land it. Please. Nailed it. Pierre has a Honda Element with over 500,000 miles on it. Still his daily driver. Hot take things should be more like I prefer them to be and less like I don't prefer them to be. That's so accurate, Lambrecht, because I don't think that other people should eat their ice cream warmer than the default ice cream state. But I do very firmly believe my life would be better if ice cream came served to me slightly warmer than its current state. I don't need to judge or police your ice cream eating habits. I'm just interested in maximizing my enjoyment. Ryan, shut the fuck up right now. I love you, Mars. 360, by the way. 360. Whee! That one's for Evo's motion sickness. Oh! What just hit me? What just hit me? Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you. I don't know where you went. There's another one of these somewhere. Right here? There. What the fuck does current state mean? I don't know, man. I didn't really define it very well. Basically, I think I should probably turn the temperature up a little bit on our freezer at home. It's just a little too chilly. Ryan, is this information supposed to be hot takes or just sharing information about a passion of ours? So I think we should learn from Smarty Pants here and the TV show by the streaming service Dropout, which you can subscribe to for $6.99 a month, $5.99 a month. No, this is not an ad. Yes, I wish it was. I think your luck at holding an audience is going to be better if you phrase it in hot take form. But I think you're basically looking for a sneaky way to get your passion into our attention spans. My husband microwaves his ice cream. It's a miracle we're still together. How long does he microwave his ice cream for? Because I've seen and heard this method, and I have not done it, but I'm very tempted. Is it like 3 seconds? 7 seconds? I think anything longer than 10 seconds, and your husband might be a psychopath. Less, I'm on board. Do a clickbait YouTube video title with mild take designed as a hot one. Absolutely. And frankly, you're just looking for a way to info dump about your topic, but you want to take into, consideration that you have a captive audience. And ideally a captive audience that would probably like to be entertained, prefer to be entertained. $30 seconds? Okay, that's fucked up. I don't know if your husband knows who I am, but probably not, because most people don't. But you have my permission to say the very, very modestly sized YouTuber, Little Indigestion, thinks you're off your rocker for that one, bud. Excuse me. Why can't I fucking... Ah! Ah! I'm gonna drown? I did it. I've been lurking, but that brought me out of lurk. 30 seconds is too much. What is the ideal? And don't say 0. If your answer isn't 0, what is the ideal length of time to microwave your ice cream? Only microwave to make it soft enough to scoop out if it's too hard? I think it's a step past that. I think it's a tiny step past that. I think it's a step towards, like... Scooping. First off, you've absolutely hit us with the big problem with ice cream being too cold, which is that it is hard to scoop. And I don't want to work for something as pleasurable as ice cream. I want it to be a pure, positive sensory experience. I don't want my hands to be cold from having to scoop that shit out for too long. I don't want my arms to be sore, or my wrists to hurt from scooping too hard. I don't want my teeth to hurt from the ice cream being too cold. Put the spoon in the hot water. We have the hot water. We have the fancy spoon. I'm telling you, ice cream can still be too cold. Ah! Every time. Every time I don't look at the screen for like 5 seconds. Because here's what I'm saying. It's not that I'm saying the way you eat ice cream is wrong. I'm saying I enjoy it more, slightly warmer. Can we really even argue about that? You tell me why I am wrong for enjoying ice cream at the temperature I enjoy it. Yes, I'm employing the exact opposite of the... yes, I should take my own lesson into account when I just talk shit about Snapple's husband, but listen. I'm a streamer. I can have it both ways. I can be the straw man and shoot down the straw man at the same time. Ryan's so fragile he can't even use a spoon without breaking a fucking bone. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. I am fragile. Oh, shit! I am worth protecting. I'm a fragile little snowflake. I have the wrists of a sickly Victorian child. We get it out of the freezer and leave it out for 5 to 10 minutes, then scoop. Patience is a virtue. Sorry. You should fucking die. Oh my god, good hit. Good hit. Please die, please die. The real question is, does Meg agree with you? I don't know, and one of the real absolute losses of Meg starting her new job is that I can't ask her. She no longer has the possibility of looking at her phone as often, which really sucks, because right now I could ask her. If she worked her old job, I could ask her, and she would probably respond in the next 20 minutes, and right now she can't, so he's just a little guy. I'm just a little guy. Sounds like you want soft serve. I do not want soft serve because soft serve is bad. I'm doing my best to continue to get power slugs, by the way. I know it looks like I'm just distracted. Okay. I realize now that you actually said that. You said you want soft serve, but with more flavors. That's kind of the problem. I think soft serve flavors are not great. That's kind of the problem. What the fuck is this doing all the way up here? Can I stand on top of you, please? Oh my god, I can. Soft serve is the best way to eat ice cream? I would say soft serve is the best way to eat dog shit ice cream, yeah. I'd rather, like, if you're making soft serve, which I think we have to agree is, like, chemically different than, like, hard ice cream, right? If you're making soft serve is probably the right way to eat it. Soft serve is ice cream with extra air. Gelato is ice cream with extra fat. Both make it softer and easier to eat. Okay, I know I'm probably wrong, but doesn't it also just feel like soft serve is worse ice cream? Like, and by that I mean, like, I don't know, cheaper ingredients or, like, less interesting things involved in it. It's just like the base ice cream. It's like vanilla ice cream minus flavor and, like, probably good ingredients. And minus chunks of anything interesting. Or chocolate minus anything interesting. It feels like I know that's like probably not the scientific way to say it, but, like, that's how it feels, right? Soft serve is worse ice cream. That's true. Yeah. So I don't know, but I do love the like. I love the consistency. I think the consistency is a positive. I don't know that the temperature is always a positive, but I do think it probably tends to be a little bit warmer than hand-dipped hard ice cream, which is pretty damn cold. Also, I did work at an ice cream shop, and I had to put the... I'm pretty sure soft serve ice cream machines just take, like, basically like a cream or like a milk. Like a bit, imagine this, a big plastic goopy bag of, like, milk, basically cream / milk that you gotta, like, it's way too heavy. First off, you gotta pop the top off. You gotta unscrew, like, figure out the way to open it, and then just, like, glug 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 this like camelback of liquid into a machine that then turns it into the ice cream. None of that makes me feel more interested in having soft serve. Also, show of hands, have you ever had homemade ice cream? Did Luke get Wait, did Luke get timed out for supporting me? Luke says, I'll not stand for supporting Ryan's lunacy. Sorry, Luke. All right, Tony. All right, goodbye to you as well, then, I guess. Some not soft serve is dog shit. Wait. Say that again. Some not soft serve is dog shit? Some normal ice cream is dog shit? Yeah, absolutely. I get that, for sure. But I feel like soft serve is by default probably slightly shittier ice cream, right? Ryan reading my thing out of context. Some things never change. You hit me, but I got the thing, so. My friend just got an ice cream maker for her birthday. Oh, yeah, I forgot about asked about that. Dude, homemade ice cream, if you haven't had it, that shit'll change your life. You know what else is great about homemade ice cream? Very often, guess what? It's warmer and it's softer than your hard dip ice cream. If you're like, I like soft serve ice cream because it's soft and it tastes delicious. Guess what? You actually just like the soft and deliciousness of homemade ice cream. And soft serve happens to be a convenient way for you to get it. Soft serve is dog shit. Homemade ice cream is the top of the tier list. I'm about to get killed, despite the fact that I was in the pause screen. Apparently mods can be timed out. Oh, fuck, I forgot. Oh, shit. I forgot if you do that, it unmods. Sorry, Tony. Welcome back. Fuck. Skip regular ice cream homemade. Go for custard. Better. Barely more work and way better. But it is more work? Wait, you unmodded me? On accident. As part of timing you out. I'm sorry. I will just say, I think... Tony has a work call. Bye, Tony. I think homemade ice cream is the best of both worlds. It's the best... So if you've never made homemade ice cream, first off, they have different ways to make it. They have some that are electric, which I don't stand by because I was born in the middle of fucking nowhere in the country, and the ones we had were hand cranks. We had hand crank homemade ice cream machines. And so that's the way that I'm loyal to. You get a bucket. You put salt in the bucket. You put, like, some sort of cream, but not disgusting cream in a disgusting... bag. I think you probably add something else that I don't remember to it. And you put it in a cylinder around which you pack ice. And then you spin, you crank the cylinder for like half an hour. Now, granted, that is way too much work for ice cream. And I was on the record earlier saying ice cream should be less work, not more work. But... you don't understand. It's really good. I think it's underneath somehow, which does not make sense to me. You add sugar. That's what it is, sugar. Ryan, how do you feel about milkshakes? I fucking love milkshakes. I especially love a milkshake if it is made from hard ice cream and a little bit of milk. Because guess what? Then it's just softer and a little bit less cold. I don't know. How do you feel about milkshakes, chat? I think milkshakes are great. I think milkshakes are like... I don't think they replace hard ice cream or ice cream generally in every situation, but I think they're a great replacement in a lot of situations. Milkshakes are perfection. I think it's true. I think milkshakes might be perfection. Well, maybe homemade ice cream is perfection. Milkshakes are a close second. I guess soft serve is used for milkshakes in most contexts. So I think you are probably... Okay. Let's break down your comment. Soft serve is used for milkshakes in most contexts. Soft serve can be used for milkshakes, depending on the place you get the milkshake from. However, I don't know... I guess most, if you mean like most of the milkshakes eaten every day are using soft serve, yes. I know you work at Red Robin. Mona did work at Red Robin. I hear you. So I'm thinking like what I'm saying is like fast food restaurant, you're definitely getting soft serve ice cream, 100%. Megan and I both worked at local ice cream shops. ice cream stands. Neither of us use soft serve ice cream for our milkshakes. I also think probably most of the best milkshakes don't use soft serve. Because it is inferior ass ice cream, for sure. But it is easier and cheaper, which is, you know, in some situations preferred. For instance, if you are the owner of an ice cream shop and you need to make profit. Malts over milkshakes for what it's worth? That's a hot take. That's a spicy hot take. Malts over milkshakes for what it's worth. Damn. I don't agree personally, but I admire the preference. And I'm also a little, I'm partial to being convinced of this opinion because my stepdad really, really loved malts. And so I have a soft spot in my heart for malts. Even though I don't like them particularly, I do like people who like them. And I will occasionally get one just because it helps me remember him. Malts are good in that way. I worked at a Red Robin years ago, Mars said. When I worked there, it was still a great place to work. I got to see the downfall, though. The downfall of Red Robin. Please, somebody do a 10-minute presentation on the downfall of the American fast food restaurant Red Robin. You have my attention for 10 straight minutes. Please include all of the juicy drama. I'm so fucking in for that presentation. I'm so in. If you need to workshop your ideas past me, I will provide you with titles, working titles. I'm so in for the downfall of the beloved fast food restaurant Red Robin. I'm so in.
Still subscribing to that dingus. I see Leland Hart Leland HYPE.
Hi, Elo. How's it going? Still subscribing to the dingus. Thanks for the 31 months. How are you, Elo? Now I want to get ice cream. WTF? Now me too. Now I want ice cream as well. Are you winning yet, Ryan, or are you still working on your spaghetti build? Honestly, I've spent about an hour, probably not quite an hour, but about an hour running around doing kind of nothing. I say nothing. I've been mostly chatting and collecting a resource which I definitely do not have enough of. Power shards. And frankly, kind of avoiding doing the actual work of building our factory. It's been fun, though. It's been really fun. I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm going to put myself at about 500 homing rifle ammo, and I think I will work towards home while still getting a couple more power shards. Homing rifle supremacy, by the way. This gun is amazing. This ammo is good. I already had ice cream today. New Englander Flex. Now I want to make my kids milkshakes this afternoon. Here's a question for you. What food item expresses the most love for you personally when it is made for you by someone else? I think my answer is... That's why I'm talking about it. I think my answer is milkshake. Megan occasionally will make me a milkshake. And in those moments, I don't know that she's ever made something for me food-wise that makes me feel more loved. Does that make sense as a question? What food item, when made for you specifically, makes you feel specifically the most loved specifically? Chicken and dumplings, mac and cheese, good curry. Just a cup of coffee. Interesting. Interesting. Where the fuck are we? We need to go southwest. I think is unfortunately kind of the direction we came from. We'll go a little further west on the way back. This gonna work? It did not work. Sharing a root beer float with family. Oh my god, don't get me started. Oh, I found one. Don't get me started on root beer floats. Here's made me homemade soft pretzels once. I felt very special. Reload, 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 reload. Please, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Yeah, that's awesome. Shout out to Cheers. Coffee, really? Like 3 people answered coffee / cold brew. Interesting. My root beer float is your malt. You're a huge root beer float fan. That's fair. I think my take on root beer floats, not that anyone asked or needs my take on root beer floats, because Jesus Christ, what a world we live in. But such is the job of a content creator. I've never really understood them. They feel a little like medieval, like a root beer float to me feels like a suit of armor does. It's like medieval in a certain way. I'm taking damage from somewhere. I don't know where. Like, I'm sure there was a time in history when this was like the height of fancy, or like the this made a sense. This was had a novelty to it that I don't currently see. Like in a world of blizzards from DQ, fuck. Like, I feel like a root beer float has sort of lost its staying power, right? Root beer floats have too much going on. They need to pick a lane. Now that's interesting too. Hot take: I prefer Coke floats. I also prefer Coke floats, and I only barely prefer them to root beer floats, which I don't prefer to anything. But sell me on a root beer float. I don't really like. I recognize I'm probably not the ideal audience here. Is there a nostalgia factor for people? Is it pure nostalgia? Or is it like Dr. Pepper, which is like, that also has like an ancient time period, ancient time period that it is like referring back to, but still delivers like a flavorful, a unique and interesting flavor experience that is worth it to people, even in the year of our Lord 2025. Nope, see ya. Does that make sense as a question? I don't even really get the appeal of root beer. Excellent point. For me, they were the ultimate treat that I was lucky to get whenever we went out to eat. They were so, man, does it really just all come back to that always? That's the entirety of my love for Pokemon right there. It's like, it was a thing that I yearned for when I was a child, and therefore eventually getting it when I was an adult was, you know, I just kept seeking it. Or really a slightly older child, I guess. I don't think I ever had a root beer. What makes it special? It has... Is bitterness the right word, chat? I think root beer has like a bitterness to it. Which is weird. But I think in a environment of way too much sweet, that is like most of the the Coke world. I don't know how to describe that flavor. You and me both, brother. I don't know either. Also, I didn't even read who said that message, so I used brother in the gender neutral cult way there. I hope I didn't. For me said it. Brother in the way that we are all brothers in this cult. Root beer is also uncaffeinated. That's true. That's true. I think if I had to describe root beer, I would say it has like a bitter, stale taste to it, which is not a positive description, but it is a positive drinking experience, I think. Mostly, overall. A&W over Barks root beer? I don't really remember. I don't really remember which one I liked. Root beer is root beer, and I don't know how else to describe it. So it's like Dr. Pepper in that way. Like, Dr. Pepper is that way for me. It's like, I don't know how to describe that shit. And Dr. Pepper has leaned in and been like, we got 23 unique flavors or whatever, you know? Root beer tastes like Abraham Lincoln looks. That's definitely accurate. I don't know what it means, but I do know that it is true. Root beer tastes like Abraham Lincoln looks. Dr. Pepper tastes like cherry? Oh, I don't know. I don't know that I agree with you. Chat, does Dr. Pepper taste like cherry? Y or N in chat? I don't think so. I think cherry Dr. Pepper tastes like cherry. Dr. Pepper tastes like... It does have a fruity something to it. To me, it has like you put 20 mixed fruits in a tub, stomped them all together, and then let them rot for just a second. That sounds bad, though, but it is good. It sounds bad, but it is good. Then you let them sort of like mix and everything for a while. I realize that just sounds fucking terrible, but... Get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. Cherry might be one of the 23 flavors, but it's not predominant. I can see cherry as like 100% something sort of adjacent, though. But I just wouldn't feel comfortable signing my name to like Dr. Pepper tastes like cherry. I think I'm too French for this conversation. Cherry is 100% one of the 23 flavors. It's not debatable. Do we know what the 23 flavors are? Did we already talk about this week's Game Changer? No, we have not talked about this week's Game Changer. We need to. I watched it last night and lost my mind. What an amazing episode. Hi, Del. How's it going? I think the thing you identify is prune. Oh. Okay, we're going to talk about the most recent Game Changer episode. We're going to do it with very, very, very minor spoilers. If you haven't seen the most recent Game Changer episode, that's on you. You might want to leave for like 5 minutes. We will limit our conversation to like 5 minutes. Don't they also make cherry Dr. Pepper, though? They do. Exactly. Which to me tastes very, very noticeably different than another Dr. Pepper, but... I don't think cherry is like wrong necessarily for Dr. Pepper. It just doesn't feel right either. It feels like I'm looking for a synonym. I don't know. Gonna go for a swim, BRB. Sounds good. I love that Brennan has decided to follow his true passion in life. That episode was amazing. I hope they come back to this format as its own like variety show in the future. This is 100% a format I could see happening for like an episode a season for a couple seasons. I think that'd be amazing. We also definitely just need more shark content, right? Like, the best part of that episode... Sorry. The worst part of that episode was that we barely got to spend any time with 3 very smart producers doing the, like, shark type part of the episode, right? I love... Reka, Trap, and Jordan are 3 of the, like, smartest people on Dropout in that way. And I was like, I could just listen to them debate the utility of a quote-unquote product for so long. Yeah. And like get invested or divested, etc. Thoughts on Paul's snakeskin bit? Disgusting or satisfying? I think satisfying. I think really satisfying. I wanted so much more D20 on a bus. I was really hoping we'd get an hour-long episode, but I also think they edited it perfectly down in terms of, like, the way that you fit it into, like, a minute-long post or whatever. To me, the winner of the episode, I think they may be the eventual winner of the episode. Jordan and the breast milk test was truly the most stunning thing I have ever seen on live television. It wasn't live, of course, it's barely television, but I cannot believe when I realized what Lily and Izzy were proposing, I lost my shit. When I realized that Jordan was immediately going to be in, I lost my shit. When I realized that Jordan was amazing, I lost my shit. We got so many power shards from this. Let's fucking go. It was really helpful. I cringed hard. I couldn't. I mean, I had a little bit of I can't look away from this, but I also can't really look at it. But then Jordan killed it. Oh. That's basically just their job at Mythical. So, as a person who does not know Jordan from Mythical at all, what is Jordan's role at Mythical? Have you tried Meg's breast milk? I have not, and I will not. No judgments, anyone. I will not be drinking breast milk in my life. I only know Jordan from like a little bit of Gastronauts, a little bit of Dropout, like Game Changer, and that's it. And I think they're great. But I have also seen some clips of Jordan's podcast. 80 power shards. Let's fucking go. Okay.